Thank you very much, Madam Permanent Secretary. Could we give Ms. Ratton a round of applause for presiding over today's historic unveiling of the new East Line bus terminal. I want to recognize our distinguished Governor General, Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, and of course crave his indulgence to adopt the protocol that has been well set before me now. Save and I accept, I must recognize the honorable colleagues of the Cabinet and the Parliament who are here, and to thank them for coming out on this special day. I want to recognize our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Richards, our Attorney General, Mr. Vincent Byron, the Honorable Jean Hamilton, our Minister of Agriculture et al., the Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps, our Minister of Health, the Honorable Senator Keela Byron Nisbet. I want to recognize our Senior Minister, the Honorable Vance Emery, who I am told was the first to have driven around and through this facility. But I'm particularly delighted to recognize the distinguished representative for the people of East Barstow. They know him and he knows them. And to thank them for giving the people of St. Kitts and Nevis this gift of an experienced hand in the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd to preside over the portfolio of public infrastructure at such a time like this. And it is particularly important that we hail and recognize our country's surviving and only living national hero, Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons and his wife, Lady Simmons. Equally, I recognize our ambassadors, former representative for East Barstow, and now ambassador in the office of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Michael Oliver Powell, and Ambassador John Powell, His Excellency John Powell, and Ambassador His Excellency Sidney Osborne, and all the permanent secretaries and senior government officials who have come. But to all of you, this crowd of people looking good, looking real good. Today, really and truly, is a blessed day. And for all the wonderful experiences that we have been having week after week, I say do not take them for granted, and to God we give the glory. Today is a red letter day, but it could equally be a day with the kaleidoscopic rainbow colors, in particular the day of yellow and blue and orange and all the colors of unity in St. Kitts and Nevis. Today is a day in which again we, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, have said that we can take our inheritance and we can make something better of it. Today, this morning, we created history. And the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd spoke well on the Symphony of the Seas today, when he drew by contrast the image, if you will, the reimagining, if you will, of the smallest country in the Western Hemisphere, small enough for its population to fill only one apartment in a large city. This smallest country in the world welcomed the largest cruise ship in the world. That is significant. That is history in the making. That is our people exciting the rest of the world. This is our people showing the best that they can be and showing to the world the full potentiality of our people left unexploited. And with nurturing and care and support, we can rise to become the best that they can be. That is the vision we have for our country. Let the country rise in the hour of glory. Let the country be the best that it can be. Let St. Kitts and Nevis move forward, never backward. That is what we want for our beloved St. Kitts and Nevis. For we could look back with second thoughts and regrets. The past is all gone. Some say the present is now the past, and only the future is left for you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, to consecrate. Only the future. Some would want us to look backwards to the time that was, when all these things that we are doing now was to be done, and they could never get them done. But we are going forward with our team unity government. We are going forward with a well-organized team, vision being shown, and our ability to do it. And we are doing it good. We are doing it good. And all can see, and who can see can feel the renewed energy and the sense of optimism in our country, this land of beauty. Do they see what we see? Do they hear what we hear? Are there no loyal patriots anymore among the criticizers? That even in a time when everybody smiles at the good things that are happening, all you hear for some of them on the talk shows are bitterness and envy and covetousness. Jealousy that make people envy. I feel we're going to double it up again. I felt a sense of peace and quiet today as I reflected and hear the expressions of the excellent performance of the smallest country and what we have been able to accomplish. Marquis Port destination, the first one in the OECS to be named this year, and one of perhaps less than 10 in the Caribbean area. How great thou art! How great thou art! St. Kitts and Nevis at Antigua and Barbuda. We named Marquis Port in 2018. 1 million passengers arrived here. These are things of which history is made. And today we added to the history that we are creating. We bought the largest cruise ship here. And while that was making its inaugural visit, another cruise ship, Norwegian Jade, was also making its inaugural visit. The first time. First time. Put your hands together for the Minister of Tourism and the private sector partners and your team unity government for creating such a wonderful history. God moved in mysterious ways. Wonders to perform. Difficult and impossible things we are doing today. I am hoping we might be able to do a miracle, but I'm advised miracles take longer. But I am satisfied that all the things for 20 years could not happen. I now see them happening under Team Unity. I am comforted. So I've come to hail the man for East Bastia, the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd, and to say what a gem he has been in the cabinet. Maybe a rough gem, but a gem nonetheless. A gem nonetheless. And we can refine him and make him the finest gem there is. And I'm happy that we have put him to sit in the cabinet, very close to a quiet giant in Senior Minister Honorable Vance Amory, to help nudge him and guide him and give him a little lick on his leg when he's not behaving so gem-like. But all for good. You see, it is this cabinet that many doubted would have made it there. Today, to God be the glory. We are there. We are enjoying it. And we can make like jokes about each other. Because whatever they outside may say, inside the cabinet, we're stronger than ever. And we are doing good. Because we have come to accept what you, the ordinary people, accepted years ago. There is only one way to the future. It was the way outlined in Psalms 133 verse 1. How good and pleasant it is that brethren and sistren, Sister Leonie James is here, should dwell together in unity. That has been the message from the ordinary folks everywhere. And now you have seen unity at work. Perhaps not perfect, and we will strive for that perfection, knowing that perhaps always there can be no perfection in a sinful world. But we are delivering for you. And we must remain focused. For the enemy is there, unrelenting, attempting to create divisiveness and bitterness and covetousness in the family. That is why we have to look forward from whence we have come and continue to put our hands to the plow and move forward rather than shirking from the vision and the clarion call of the people for unity. We have come today, and so many of you have come to see before your very eyes what is unfolding in the country. From ships, history being made, to this facility, nicest facility, nicest bus terminal anywhere in the world. We're small, but we are ahead of the game. We are ahead of the game, and let's keep focus. Imagine that it is the ordinary sons and daughters and their families and friends who are doing all these wonderful and wondrous things. Local contractors, local workmen, local director of public works, and a local Nivision born in St. Kitts, in Ian Patches Liburd. That is what we are seeing. And we want to make Bastia a lovely place. Beautiful place. Beautiful not only in the physicality of the land, beautiful in terms of the compassion in the soul of our people that shines like light every day. That is what we want. That is why when we started the street lighting program, and every day on the radio, they talk nonsense. Oh, we're not ready yet for street light. But Antigua pull away from us in 67, and Anguilla done ready. St. Martin, they done ready. But you hear them thinking backwards. The people of St. Kitts not ready. Ready or not, the street lights came thanks to the Honorable Ian Patrice Liburd. And all the traffic accidents they predicted, nobody take them on. And all the trouble they said we would have on Kearn Street, everybody behaved themselves. Dr. Lawyer knows. Everybody behaved themselves. And the traffic is flowing very well. I want to say thanks to Ian Patrice Liburd. Give him again a round of applause. All these are part of the efforts of revitalizing, rejuvenating, making nice Bastille again. And when we do all of these things, we are asking you to keep it clean. Be careful how you dispose of your garbage and your bottles and your bags. Was it not Sunday that His Excellency, the Governor General, led the cabinet, or a subset of us who love God most dearly and church? Those who did not come, they love God, but they did not come to be part of the beautification of the Independence Square. But I want to thank those who came. Indeed, it was the largest turnout of the cabinet at the tree-lighted ceremony in Independence Square. But you walk through there tonight, you feel proud of the beautiful setting that has been created. And you wonder why it has taken so long. It was waiting for the advent of Team Unity to set aright the country of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I feel a sense of pride for all the renditions we had, those from the Catholic and the other choirs who sang so nicely, Jazzy D, whose voice was angelic, the Pan People and Sword, all of them inspired us. And we have more work to do in Independence Square, because it must beckon and reflect in a proud people who know their history. What was that? Where slaves were being sold and tortured and kept. What have we done to consecrate the future? We have made it an imposing sight for visitors and our own people to now come, because we now owned it. It no longer owns us. We have rejected the past of captivity and burden, and we say, Amanda, freedom has come. That was the message that Mandela gave us as he came to the gates of prison. Amanda, freedom, the freedom of our people to be at their very best must never be second-guessed. Not by you, not by us. And that is part of what we are attempting to do. When we build nice things for the country, we are not expecting that they would be vandalized. We are appealing to the best of our people. When we do the lighting of 4th Street, and people take them on their WhatsApp and they send them around the world, and people sending back, is this downtown Texas City? They say, no, it is 4th Street in Bastille. We know we got them going good. We got them going good. And that is why today, as we were exiting the cruise ship, Symphony of the Seas, one of the ladies said, "Which of you is the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis?" I wonder, was a mature lady. She was nice, had a beautiful smile. And I noticed that Patrice was watching, Juicy was watching. So I quickly put up my hand. Well, she ain't called the name, but they still a watch. And she said, "I took a photo of your house as we passed today." So I walk out, she either went by taxi or by scenic railway. And on top of the hill is my house, my mother's house, which I have preserved for history. And as a symbol of what life was in those days, where people stood together as a family, helped build the little that family had, create space for them and their brother and their sister to come and stand proud because this is family. That's where I still live. So when you hear them say I spent $1 million at my house was built by my mother. And because I was a decent son who stayed with her, all of them moved out. I was so happy. Only I alone. Nobody can make confusion. The house belongs to me. You all must stay home and help your mother and your father. You will get the house one day. But she said something else. She said, the country was really moving good. We saw a lot of nice things. And I said, thank you. And I wonder sometimes if we are too close to what is happening, that we don't see what the visitors see. Is it that we are like some people who never count our blessings because we are too busy complaining? That we need to hear the song somewhere in the background. Count your blessings, count them one by one. Count. You know the song. You know the song. So we are end on that note. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. She saw as she passed, going through the roadworks at Canary. She saw the drainage system being settled. She learned from the people who were taking her that your Team Unity government budgeted nice $70 million to do all of the road in phases, thanks to Ian Patrice Liebert. So a lot is happening. Patrice spoke about what is happening at the R.L. Bradshaw Airport. The funny thing about it, I told him, Patrice, you're all up there work at night. So people can't see a lot of what is happening, but significant expenditure to improve the experience of visitors and to ensure a boom in tourism is taking place. But for safety and other reasons, they have to do it after hours. And so I told him that he has to get more of that in the news. And I noticed he had a little thing there with Mr. Warner walking in slow motion up the airport and all of that. We need to get more of that so people can understand what we are doing. Because so many things are happening, people are taking it for granted, and some people are acting as if we're there for 20 years. Forgetting it's just 3+ years. And as things begin to happen more, they say, Lord, election in the year, because how dare the Prime Minister give back-to-back double salary 3 years in a row? And somebody says, well, we want to see the IMF report to see if the IMF would authorize that. Well, me know IMF. I need no permission from the IMF. What I need is to ensure that I have the money in the bank, so when you show up on the 14th, your business is transacted. When I became Minister of Finance, and I soon done, one of the first decisions that we took as a cabinet, we said we will bring an end to this relationship where the IMF was dictating policy in the country under what they describe as a homegrown IMF program. Homegrown, when they brought VAT and food and medicine at 17%. Homegrown, when the food in your house. Homegrown. Homegrown, when patients were at Drainefans Hospital waiting for you to visit because they had their prescription, could not get it filled in the hospital, and for 17% VAT, they wouldn't get it done. And those jokers say, it is homegrown. And I say, that is not the way I go up in the home. In the home where my grandmother was the boss, she said, live within your means. Live within your means. And it is something yet we have to inculcate in young people. Live within your means. And I say, both as an act of good fiscal policy and for the symbolism of it, we will pay off the IMF. And we wrote a check for $117 million. Say goodbye to the IMF. We will never come back to you begging again. We will manage what we have well. And despite paying them off, the $117 million, year after year, your government return a surplus. And some people don't know how it is done. And that is why we have it to give you back-to-back, creating history never before happening. And my colleagues calling me, they're saying I'm creating trouble in Antigua, I'm creating trouble in St. Lucia, I'm creating trouble in St. Vincent. Even Bush tried to get me, but I couldn't take the call. Couldn't take the call. Was too busy working for you. Bush and Trump. Bush was calling me on behalf of Trump. But you get the message. Because you see, Trump and the Bush family now make up. That is what was happening. People are looking to us for leadership and example. These things that we are doing in our country must never be taken for granted. Tomorrow you will have an occasion when you come to the budget session at 10 at government headquarters to hear more about what is going to happen in the country. How much more will be spent in infrastructure? How much more will be spent on health care? How much will be spent to start the Bastia High School? And Lord, them things that we are doing, they can't deal with it. Confounding them with performance. And the Bastia High School, I hear some people scream as if them are back up for a calypso. Then want the Bastia High School there from whence they came. They said it's on the aquifer. Well, what is the aquifer? What is this watershed running miles from highland to lowland? where the old Barstow High School over there, it's on the aquifer. They ain't know that. Their house on the aquifer. So what is noise them a make with this foolish talk about aquifer? When we get all the best experts in the country and they advise us, Dennis and Paul advise us to proceed. Cromwell, who is here with a master's, whose first job at the high level was as the water engineer, he advised us to go. Dr. C. Haley's wife, she was on the expert committee. They advised us with respect to the site. We are not a callous government to just get up just so out of a dream and say we have to put any physical facility. And what we plan there looks so nice. Looks so nice. They can't deal with it. That is education for the future. And so that will move on. And Sean will deal with that. And Patches will deal with that. And what they fail to deal with when I'm wrapping up, I go into it. When I'm wrapping up, I go into it. Tonight has been a wonderful day. And tomorrow will be too. What I can promise you, if you continue to give us this fulsome support that you have over the last 3-4 years, your tomorrow will be better than today. Your tomorrow will not be one of pessimism. Your tomorrow will be better than today. That is the commitment we make, a commitment of hope, because we will rally you with a positive message of forward movement, of positive action, of work accomplished in 3 years that could have never happened in 20 years. How dare they compare us with them? Even this is a reflection of the contrast. I am honored that the people of East Barstow chose the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd. And I am confident that when the time is ripe, and you will know when the time is ripe. Right now they don't know how to behave. It's as if ants in the pants, they can't keep still. Because everything we do is about election in their books. What we are doing is delivering on our promises and our commitment to you. And when we do one thing, they get off of that. They don't say, Lord, I'm happy that the country get that. They say, well, what about that? Where are they going to tell us how to run the people's business? We're listening to you. And we are doing those things that matter most to you. So I say thanks. Thanks, East Barstow, for giving support to Patches Liburd. A vote for Ian Patches Liburd will be a vote for Dr. Timothy Harris and Team Unity to continue to lead the country forward and upward. And I will be there. I will be there providing support for Ian Patches Liburd, because I will not contemplate the government being as efficient without his experience and knowledge. And when we are in the doldrums, I could call Ian to sing a song. He's a good singer. I will not be satisfied without having with me the Honorable Jean Hamilton in the Parliament and in the Cabinet. Give him a round of applause, and we shall rally with him when the time is there. I will not be satisfied unless we have a return of our dynamic Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, in the Parliament and Cabinet to rally with us. I will not be satisfied if I do not have the Honorable Sean Richards as the Deputy Prime Minister, we need the support. I would not be satisfied until we return constituency number 2 where it belongs, in the bosom of Team Unity with Ambassador Powell. So we will rally in that support. And I will not be satisfied unless we give this beautiful, charming, lovely young woman, our Senator Akilah Byron Nesbitt, a resounding victory with number 3. I will not be satisfied until the people of St. Kitts and Nevis are satisfied. I will not be satisfied without the support of the CCM of Nevis returning to unity. And I commend all of them. And I would not be satisfied until we go into number 6. And we will make a historic showing of support. Because even the people may say that people in 6 live at the back of the land. We're bringing them forward in maternity. And they understand what is happening in this country. And we love them as we love everyone in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So thanks again. Thanks again. I have to contain myself. I have to talk long tomorrow. But having said some of it now, I'm cutting it out for tomorrow. So God bless you. I thank you. I love you. And I love the Unity family. To God be the glory.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.